Good morning, everyone, and we want to welcome you to Pillow Talk Lounge. We're your host. I'm James Greene, and this is my lovely wife, Cynthia Greene. We just want to welcome you this morning.
Good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing this morning? It's so good to see you here today. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, you guys, it's such a beautiful morning outside. I'm super excited. I get excited when springtime comes. So you guys know how we do. We want to know what you're eating for breakfast. No, this is not breakfast with the Greene, but it's the morning after Pillow Talk Lounge. And we're having breakfast with you today. So share with us what you're having for breakfast. And guess what? We want you to hit that share button, right? Because I'm telling you, everything we talk about is good. But sometimes these topics, they get really, really good. And somebody out there needs to hear what we're talking about.
Right.
So make sure you're hitting that share button so that those who need what we're talking about can get it right, like right now, right? So go ahead, hit the share button, and let us know where you're tuning in from.
And I don't know if you realize, but this is April now.
It is.
A new month.
Oh, it's April 2nd. Happy April, y'all.
And this is actually Couples Appreciation Month.
National Couples
Appreciation Month.
Yep.
So what we're going to do is, like we did last night, we talked about, she asked me, how do I appreciate her? And we were talking about how do we appreciate each other. So today we want to talk to you about how do you appreciate your mate, your spouse, your lover, whatever the case may be. How do you show appreciation to them? And do they know it? Do they realize that you appreciate them? Because, a lot of times we come before you and talk about, couples appreciate one another. And when we talk to couples, sometimes they may say that, I don't think he appreciates me. I don't think he lets me know it, or he doesn't show me that he takes me for granted. So we want to make sure that you are not taking your mate for granted, that you are showing them that you appreciate them, that you are showing them that the things they do for you, maybe even the things they say to you, that you appreciate it. It's about showing that love, showing that you appreciate how much you love them and how much maybe you do for them. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about some ways to show your appreciation towards your mate.
Right. And you know what? And think about it. When y'all were dating, I bet you every time you showed up at her door, you like,
you showed appreciation. You
baby,
may have
you
said
look
it.
good.
Yep.
You complimented her.
Or you brought them something.
Oh, yeah. You brought them a gift, or you took them out somewhere because you wanted to spend time with them. But, complimenting someone is like the simplest way to show appreciation. Like compliment them about their meals, express gratitude to them, for taking out the garbage. Like, show your spouse you appreciate them, you appreciate the things that they do, because you know what? Sometimes we let our marriages, our relationships just become ordinary and familiar. Like, you're doing the same old thing each and every day. So you don't really think about the things that they do. But sometimes, you just need to step outside your comfort zone, or think back to when you first were seriously in love, and not that you're not seriously in love now, but when you were in love and dating.
You were dating and courting that person, and you were thinking, I could spend a future with this person. So let them know how much I appreciate them and how much I love them. But when you get together and time goes on, maybe those appreciations take a back seat. Maybe you don't say it as much. And the other person can feel that you're taking it for granted. And you may say, I know I don't say it enough. That doesn't mean I don't appreciate you, but maybe I just don't say it enough.
Right. So showing appreciation, which we're going to tell you some different ways to show appreciation in just a few moments, is things like giving them a compliment, saying thank you, just showing gratitude, praising them, noticing them, saying something nice to them, and just talking about the things that you appreciate about the person. Like, when is the last time you sat down and told your spouse the many ways that you love them, or why you love them? It's also about, connecting.
And that's good, baby, that you said that. Showing them that you notice them. Because a lot of times that you may have on, men or women, something new or something that you may think they appreciate, and they may not even notice, and they may not even notice it on you, so they don't say anything. And then you have to turn around and say, you don't see what I'm wearing? You didn't see that I bought this? I bought this for you, but you didn't notice it. So maybe you need to just take that little bit of time to notice yourself. Notice that they did something. Notice that maybe they said something, and that Cynthia hit the nail on the head. Notice them. Notice if they cook for you. Notice if they take you out. Notice if they do things for you. Notice if they buy something for themselves.
What do you call that, honey, when you're noticing your spouse?
Wifeology.
Wifeology, right?
That's because you're studying them and you notice them. And when something changes, you notice the change and you acknowledge that.
That's right.
There's nothing wrong with acknowledging your spouse has changed or your mate has changed. And you may like it or don't like it, but you noticed it. You noticed the change. You just didn't bypass it and overlook it and not notice it.
So now this is a truth moment. Do you feel like you should truly show your spouse appreciation? Mm-hmm. Like, do you feel like you show them appreciation or show them enough appreciation? Just type yes or no in the comments. Yes or no.
Right.
Do you feel like you show them enough appreciation? And then my second question is, do you think that they know that you show them appreciation?
Is it acknowledged?
Sometimes we can think it in our head,
right?
But
we don't acknowledge it.
Yeah. Do your spouse
verbally
know that you're showing them appreciation? Do you think they would say, "Oh yes, my spouse shows me a lot of appreciation"? Right. They always compliment
like, baby,
me.
I appreciate the way you clean the kitchen. I appreciate, the way you cook and then cleaned up after you cook. Whatever the case may be, do you say it? Do you notice it? And if you do notice it, do you say anything?
That's right.
Which leads us to the first way to show your appreciation, which this may sound simple, this may sound basic, but it's the number one thing you need to do, and that is to say it.
Say thank you.
Say thank you. There's nothing wrong with saying thank you. Saying thank you shows that you just appreciate what they've done or what they're doing or how they look. You just say thank you. Thank you, babe. I appreciate that you did this for me. I appreciate that you did it for our family.
Y'all know what's so cute? Whenever James and I take a long trip, and I'm talking, at least 2 hour trip. When we get back home, I say, thank you, babe. And he'll always, say, every single time, say what?
Thank you for what?
Exactly. And
she'll say, getting us home
safely. That's right.
And for me, I didn't look at that as a big thing because, okay, we're driving together.
Do you like it when I say that?
I do appreciate it. And that makes me feel good because, when you look at it, it's that you're taking pleasure in your marriage. You're taking pleasure in your relationship. Just by saying it, that shows that you are taking pleasure in what the person is doing.
And y'all know what's so interesting now? Our daughter would do that. If she goes on a long trip with us and we get back and I say, thank you, babe. And she'll say, yeah, thank you. Thank you, honey. Like she kind of like mock me, but she'll be like, yeah, thank you for getting us safely home. So she knows what I'm going to say. So
right.
Yeah.
And I know how women want love and men want respect, but when you say it, that's a sign of respect, that you respect them. And that's the key, that you respect them and they're deserving of that little bit of kindness. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with showing that little bit of kindness. That makes the person feel appreciated. And that's what this is about, Appreciation Month.
Yep, so true. And so the second one is write a letter to your partner. Now, that's not something that I do.
Well,
what?
I was going to say, fine. If you're in a long distance relationship, and some of you may be, writing a letter sounds easy because you're in a long distance relationship. You may not talk to them as often as you would like, or you're not around them as often as you would like. So you write a letter. But in this case, writing a letter, it could be writing a letter and leaving it somewhere for them to see, to surprise them, so to speak.
Right. And but then I think about it, when we were dating, I used to write you letters. Don't you still have some of those?
I still have them. I
All
can show
of
them to you. Yep.
Oh my gosh. That would be interesting to go back and read some of those letters. But yeah, so when we were dating, I used to send James letters all the time, I guess how much I love him. I'm sure they probably mushy and corny. Oh my gosh. We're gonna have to read one of them one day.
But it's a method to express your thanks to someone.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you maybe for loving me. Thank you for thinking about me since you wrote this letter. Thank you for looking out for me. Whatever the case may be, That's the key. You know, you may think letters are ancient and romantic, but trust me, you may send a text message. That is something like a letter now, because we know this day and age that people don't write as often.
Well, that's one of our tips, but go ahead.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. All you're doing is sending them a little bit of words that say how much you appreciate them, how much you love them, maybe even how much you miss them. And all that is your appreciation to them for the things they've done or the things that they do.
You know, it's so interesting. We might not write each other letters, but sometimes, like during Valentine's month or certain times, you know, we might leave each other a little note somewhere. So that's another way,
right? Because I know when we were dating and, you know, we lived different places, I used to leave a note maybe on her car or something. I remember leaving a note on her under her windshield wiper, so when she got in her car, she would see it.
And I didn't see it.
And she didn't see it. But it was just, you know, when I told her about it, she was like, oh, that she appreciated that. That just shows a little
No, I think it was still there when I went back and looked.
I think it was too.
Yeah,
so it was there the whole day. She done drove to work, came home, and it was there the whole time. Luckily, she didn't put her wipers on because it may have either flew off, and then she would have noticed it.
And if it had rained, it would have definitely disappeared.
But it was just a little gesture to show how much I appreciate her.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. That's what this is all about, a Spouse Appreciation Month.
Yep, absolutely. And y'all know what? One of the other things we talk about, write your mate a letter. Now, I know a lot of us who are on social media watching this broadcast today. And just so y'all know, this broadcast is on YouTube, Clubhouse, Podbean, which is our podcast, and Facebook. So you can go back and watch this if you missed the replay, or you can go, if you know someone who's not on Facebook, send them the link from YouTube or Clubhouse or something. But I want to say a lot of us do that, especially those of us who love social media or on social media all the time. And that is show your appreciation on social media.
Right.
So today, you know, James and I, we were looking at a little bit of social media this morning during our pillow talk, y'all. And we saw some friends who posted about their birthday. We saw some friends who posted about their anniversary. And when people post about their anniversary, they just say such wonderful things about their spouse.
Right.
And that's showing appreciation.
It is. And you know what I like about when you post on social media? It's very public. Now you're letting the whole world know how you feel about that person. You know, and that's kind of sentimental, because now you're not just saying it to that person, you're posting it to everyone. So when that person sees it, like, wow, they feel this way, or they wrote this little note, and now the whole world knows. And then if they go out, they may see friends or family say, you know, I saw what your spouse or your mate posted for you. That is so sweet that they showed how much they love you to the world. So there is nothing wrong with social media when you're expressing how much you appreciate your mate or your spouse. That is definitely a good thing.
Yep. And another thing too, you know, we're going to include this all together, is sending a text message or a GIF to them.
Right. But you know what? You said a GIF. When you think of GIF, they have this free online tool that allows you to create your own GIFs. So you know what you can do? You could take a personal picture of yourselves, a personal snapshot of maybe you hugging or maybe you kissing, and you can make a GIF out of that. Just imagine how cool that is, that you send your spouse a GIF of the two of you. They'd be like, wait a minute, how did you do this? Oh, that is so sweet. And that is what I love.
Okay, I don't know how to do that. I'm gonna have to learn how to do that. I'm gonna do that.
Right, but you got to get the tool. If you download a free online tool, a GIF tool, it allows you to take a snapshot of the two of you.
Can you show me how to do that?
Yeah, I sure can. It'll take a snapshot of the two of you, and it makes a little GIF of the two of you, and then you can send that to your mate. You can send that and say, wow. You know how you send GIFs if somebody is surprised or something? Just think of the two of you in a romantic setting, you know, something that, and you're just doing it to show that you appreciate them. Something that you send. And you can post that GIF on social media so the whole world can see how much you love that person or how much you appreciate them. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's what this is all about. Spousal Appreciation Month. Whether your spouse, whether your mate, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the case may be, you just want to show that person you love how you appreciate them.
Oh, that's so good. And y'all know social media is big now. So
It's the world of social media.
It sure is. Everything, I hear so many people say, I don't like Facebook. I don't like social media. But they got an account and they slurking around on there. Y'all call it slurking around, looking at what other people are doing and other people are saying and judging people and saying, not believing that it's true or it's real. But then why are you on there looking? I mean, people are giving you an inside look into their life. No, they may not post the dirty, ugly stuff that happens in a relationship, but who does? You don't go to a party and say, "Ooh, me and my husband got into a fight last night. I can't stand him." You shouldn't be doing that. But then our mamas teach us you're not supposed to air your dirty laundry. There's a time and a place for everything. So, share it with a friend that you trust. Go see a counselor. But you should be posting your positive things on there. I see people posting awards and certificates and things they get on their job. But you know what? Most people don't get on there and bash their boss because guess what? Their boss might see it. Right. So vent to somebody that you trust. But yes, social media can be a great place to show appreciation for your spouse.
And you know what? When you think of social media, people post on social media accomplishments. A lot of what they have accomplished, whether it's in their personal life, whether it's in their business life, whether it's in their career, whatever the case may be, they may post their, accomplishments. So why not post something of your mate?
Right.
That maybe you accomplished together, or maybe just to show how much you appreciate them. Because I always say when you get married, that's a promotion. That's a step up.
Right.
So why not post that and say, you know what? I got a promotion. I married this beautiful woman right here. That's a promotion. So if you want to post a promotion on your job, if you want to post like you received your master's or your doctor or whatever case, your MBA, whatever the case may be, why don't you post that this beautiful woman decided how many years ago, how many months ago, how many days ago, decided to marry you. And that is a promotion.
And while we're talking about this, I just posted the link scrolling across the bottom. We're actually doing a promotion this month to help you show your spouse appreciation for the month of April. And we do this all year long, but we're especially promoting it and doing it this month of April. Send us a picture and you and your spouse's names, because some people will send their name, but not their spouse's first name.
Right.
But you and your spouse's name by clicking on the link. I put it in the feed when I posted this on social media. And we're going to create you a free graphic. If you go to our group, Marriage Built to Last Movement, you'll see the graphic in there. It's a picture about going on the journey together and accomplishing things together. We're going to give you a free image that you can share on social media with you and your spouse. You don't even have to create it. We're going to do it for you. We're going to create it for you. So go to inloveandlovingItimage.com and send us a picture and you and your spouse's name, and we are going to send you guys a beautiful graphic so you can show your spouse appreciation. Surprise them.
Right. And I was going to say, just think about how cool that would be, and they don't know it. And then all of a sudden they see this graphic that we're in this together and we love each other. They were like, wow, now that's something to appreciate. That you did a graphic of you and your mate and you posted it for everyone to see, to showing that you're in this together. This isn't about it's about we. We started this journey. We're in it together. We love each other. We're doing this thing. And this is something we're going to do together, and we're going to continue to do together.
Yeah, we're doing this thing. I like that. All right. So number 5
is flirting with your partner. Just think for a minute. When you first met your spouse, your partner, your mate, you saw something you like and you started flirting with them. Maybe you flirted to get their attention. Maybe you flirted because you wanted to be in a relationship with them. You wanted to get their phone number, but you flirted. And when you flirt with somebody, that builds not only your self-esteem, that builds their self-esteem and makes them feel good. That makes them feel like, you know what? He's flirting with me. Yeah, I'm going to give him my phone number. We're going to start something here.
Well, let me tell y'all something. We've been married almost 15 years and my husband still flirts with me. He still can make me blush. I mean, when we're out in public, oh my gosh, he says things and does things. I mean, we're riding up the elevator
except
in the
things
store
that she says, stop it, James.
But I'm still smiling. Yes, I do say stop it, James, because my husband is a jokester, a prankster. He loves to play around all the time. And we can be riding up the elevator. He's filling me up. And I'm like, stop it, James. But I'm smiling. He's flirting, So that's good that he still wants to flirt with me after 15 years.
When you flirt with your spouse, your partner, your mate. I always like to cover all of them. It shows how much you appreciate them. You know, it shows how much you respect them, because it's like, okay, this is my right here. You know what? You're showing not only family, but friends and the world. Like, this is me right here. You know, and that's something when you do it in public, you know, and people look like, oh, look at them. You're telling the world, like, yeah, this is me right here. This is us. We're in this together. And I love this person. So I'm going to flirt with this person. It doesn't matter if you've been married 1 day, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 30 years. If you still flirt, you're making the other person feel good, not only about themselves, but about the two of you together and how you still feel about that person.
Even my mother thinks we're a mess, because James will say things to me. She'd be like, Lord, James, you're a mess, because he still flirts with me, because he still feels that way about me. He still looks at me, I guess, as a beautiful woman. I don't know. I mean, he flirts with me, y'all. He will fill me up. He would tell me how beautiful I am. He'll love on me. So yeah, that stuff is important. It makes me feel good. So I'm sure.
And that's what it's about. Making your partner feel good, making them feel special, making them feel wanted, making them feel appreciated. And that's the key. You want them to always feel appreciated, like you appreciate them. Not only appreciate who they are, what they do, what they've done, what they're maybe going to do, everything from A to Z. You appreciate everything that is going on about them.
So you guys, right now, share with us something that you do to show your spouse appreciation. Like, do you say something? Do you do something?
Right.
Is there something that you do all the time or on a regular basis, or that is your favorite thing to do to show your spouse appreciation? You might be cooking them a special meal because you want to show them appreciation for
taking
something
them out.
done. Yeah, taking them out. Ooh.
It's just the small things. It could be the small, you know, it could be that, you know, they may have cooked, so you go in there and clean up the kitchen. I mean, it's something small. Just like Cynthia said earlier, taking out the trash. You know, you see the trash is overflowing, you just take it out. There's nothing wrong saying, oh, babe, I appreciate you taking out the trash. I noticed it was getting full or it was overflowing. And I just saw you just did it and took it out without even saying anything. And I appreciate that.
This next one was one of my favorites. And I know a lot of the women would be in agreement with me. And it's good convo. Good conversation. Yep. Sometimes, especially we women, we just want our men to hear us. We want them to give us a chance to talk, and they sit there and they listen. But we also like good conversation. Talk back with us, share with us. Let us know what you think and what you're feeling, what you got to say, what's going on with you, you know? So
and I like that, baby, because when you think of good conversation, you think of just the two of you, say without work, without the kids, just the two of you talking, and that lets the other person know that they are being heard.
But that's what Pillow Talk Lounge is all about, y'all. Pillow Talk Lounge is all about having those good conversations.
And you know how, an easier way to do it? Like Cindy and I, when the weather's nice, we go on a walk together. What is a better way to have a conversation when the two of you going on a walk together, just the two of you? You're out enjoying the weather, maybe holding hands, and just talking.
Okay, we don't hold hands on our walk because you got the dog. You're so busy trying to control him. Leave that alone. Get over here. Stop sniffing that. Come on here, Noah. Yeah, so we do conversate, but yeah, the dog takes up a lot of the attention.
That's because the dog always wants to stop and sniff, or maybe try to chase a car.
Yep.
But if you don't have a pet and the two of you go on a walk, what better way than to have a conversation?
And our tip of the day for a couple appreciation that our assistant posted is hold hands all month long. So everywhere you go this month, hold hands. And so you guys, you know what? Y'all need to join our group. And let me see if I got the link in here. Y'all need to join our group, Marriage Built to Last Movement. And so you can get the tips that we're going to give you. We're going to give you ways all month long on ways that you can show appreciation to your spouse. Some really simple, easy things you can do. And one of them is to hold hands with your spouse all month long. So
and I truly believe that when Cindy's talking about holding hands, holding hands starts a conversation. Because you may think the person doesn't do it that often, and you say, why are you holding my hand? Well, maybe it's time we start doing those things to show how much we appreciate each other. And it starts a conversation. That's when you talk, and when we talking about a good conversation or good convo, whatever you call it, it's about letting the other person hear how you're feeling, and that person, when they take that time to listen, now they truly understand maybe what's on your mind, what's on your heart, and how you feel. Mm-hmm. And that starts a really great conversation. And that is the way to go. Good conversation. Yep. Because they always say communication is the best way to overcome a lot of things that you're facing if you open up and talk about it.
Right. And so what we got next? But I just want to say real quick too, when we were talking about joining our Facebook group, I just posted it on the page, marriagebuilttolastmovement.com. You can either type it in as a website and it'll take you straight to the Facebook group, or just go on Facebook and type in Marriage Built to Last Movement and join our group. And we're going to help you this month. We're going to give you all kinds of cute little tips to show your spouse appreciation. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, the link to get your free image that you can post on social media and show your spouse appreciation. And you can share that post on all social media, not just Facebook. That's in the group also. So go over to our group, Marriage Built to Last Movement. What you got next?
The next one is sexual favors.
Oh my goodness.
Because I remember with Cynthia and I don't know if it was our anniversary or just something. Remember, it was a coupon book that says, you have this coupon book, and one of the coupons could be a bubble bath with like candle lights. Another could be a foot massage. It doesn't have, these are sexual favors. So what you could do is make handwritten notes and leave them around as sexual favors. You can leave one if you get up early in the morning under the pillow, so when they make the bed, they may find it. This entitles you to one massage, or leave it on
our tips, but
or
okay.
leave it in the bathroom on the mirror. This entitles you to a nice bubble bath with candle lights.
Sexual favors is like letting them know what you might want to do next time y'all
that
getting
too.
It on, okay?
It doesn't always have to. It can be more.
Well, the topic is sexual favors. Let's stick with the topic, okay? Sexual favors, exactly what it says, right? So something new you want to try, something different you want to do.
Right, and when I say bubble bath, it could be a bubble bath for two, the two of you together.
Okay. All right. I disagree with how his take on the sexual favors, but that's a differences of opinion. We're still in agreement. You can do it however you want.
And what it does is it makes that person feel loved, and it lets them know that you want them.
Right.
That's the key. It lets them know that, baby, I still desire you. Mm-hmm. I still want you.
And it can spice things up so you can do some different things.
That's right. You can put them anywhere around the house. If you got small children, just don't
be careful. Right.
Just don't let the children find them. Even, especially the
That's
older
why they
ones,
should be hot and sexy, because you don't want the kids to find them.
Especially the ones that could read it and be like, ugh. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So what we got next?
We did last night. Dinner and a movie.
Yes. Y'all, that never gets old, okay? Now, we have not been to the movie since 2019. Since 2019, we have not been to the movies. So last night, I surprised my husband. I purchased the tickets, and I told him I was taking him out on a date earlier that day. And he was just bugging me, like, where you going? How do you know I want to go? I might not feel like going. And I'm like, you know what? I'm surprising you. You can't tell me how to surprise you. You can't say no. You can't tell me you can't take me on a surprise date. So he was like, what should I wear? And I told him, whatever you want, but if I was you, I'd, wear date clothes. And so I took him to, my friend wrote and produced and directed her own film.
So we want to give a shout out to Gwendolyn McDowell.
Oh, she did an awesome job.
She wrote, produced, directed.
Yes,
her own movie, casted everything.
So it's called Stained Glass, and it was at the Regal Theater. So it was at a real movie theater. And Maryland. Yes, in Maryland. And it was amazing. The room was packed. It was sold out. And we're just so proud of her. But
and as far as dinner,
the movie.
She made dinner for me.
Oh, yeah. I cooked dinner before we left.
Right.
Yes.
Because you know how you go to the movies, and even if you get popcorn, anything, that popcorn could be $30, so to speak. Soda, $20, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. And this is a good way. If you go to dinner first and then go to a movie, there's nothing like dinner and a movie romantically, just the two of you. And if you make the reservations ahead of time and then just like Cynthia did, made the reservations and surprised me, that just shows that you appreciate your spouse.
Mhm.
That just shows, I did this to show you how much I love you, to show you how much I appreciate you.
And to keep things interesting,
Right.
keep things moving, keep things spicy, to not let things get familiar, as we talked about at the
Right.
very beginning, or ordinary, or just everyday, regular smegular. Do something a little different.
Mhm.
All right. So what's your last?
And the
what's
last
your-
one is
a massage. Oh, I want one of those.
There is nothing wrong with giving your spouse a massage, letting them know, not only do I appreciate you, I love touching you. I like feeling on you, and what that does is that can spark that romance when you start giving that massage. So there's nothing, it's a massage is completely free. It's freeing,
Yep.
And it's freeing. It's straightforward method to demonstrate how much you love that person,
And
and that
notice,
you appreciate them.
And did y'all notice everything we shared with you guys was free today? We didn't tell you to go out and buy them a gift, even though buying them a gift is a great way to show someone appreciation, because guess what? That may be your mate's love language, is receiving gifts. They may want you to do something for them, do some activities for them. And so we just gave you some easy, tangible things to do that don't cost you a penny.
And when you think of massage, it doesn't necessarily have to be a full body. It could be a foot massage. It could be a shoulder massage. It could be a back massage. Just think, after a long day and either one of you worked hard, you're tired, there's nothing like, you saying, well, relax, baby. Let me rub your back for you. Or let me rub your shoulders to make you feel more relaxed, to make you feel special, to show that I just appreciate you. There's nothing like showing you love them with the demonstration of a massage.
I don't even need a long, hard day. I just love it when my honey rubs my feet. So tonight I will be putting my feet in his leg, my feet on his legs, in his lap, for him to rub my feet. Oh my gosh. So you guys, we gave y'all technically 10 or 11 different ways to show your spouse appreciation.
Yeah, we threw some extras in there.
I typed it in. I typed them all in the feed, but we gave more than what I typed. I typed in 9, but some of them we joined together.
Right.
But you know what? Come up with your own. Like, what is your favorite way to show your spouse appreciation?
And that's what I was going to ask. What is the way you show appreciation that we didn't mention? Because everybody shows their appreciation in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
What is your way? Your way might not even be on the things we described.
That's right.
So tell us what's your way, because trust me, there's nothing wrong with sharing information. That's how people learn. You share information. And we could share something from you if you give us a way that we didn't mention. I'm like, you know what? I like that. I'm going to try that. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sharing is caring.
Right. And James just led into our very last thing. You guys, we are on a mission to really help couples. And a lot of the Bible says we are overcome by our testimony. People can overcome their situation, the state that they're in, the mental state they're in, the physical state they're in, by hearing someone else's story. So what is your story?
Right.
We want to know your story. People need to know your story. Need to hear your story. And we want you to share your story. So we have 2 projects going on right now. One of them is to be a part of our book anthology, right? And so if you know that you've been through some things and you overcame it, and you feel like that your story can help somebody else, we want to hear from you. The other way you can share your story is we have 2 events coming up: our virtual summit in June and our 6th annual Couples Fest in September. If you've got a story that can change a life, email us at info@marriagebuilttolast. We want to talk to you because we got some things that are some opportunities to help you share your story so that you can help make a difference in the world.
And that's what I was going to say. Your story helps others, especially if you have a story where you overcame. And we know everyone has overcome something in their life.
We've all been through something.
We all been through something. But sharing your story helps others. And that's what we want to do. We always pride ourselves in helping couples. And what better way than to help another couple when you share your story with them?
Right.
And that's all we want to do. Use us to share your story to them. So when they read, they can say, you know what? Wow, I didn't know that. I'm going through the same thing. I didn't know this is how they overcame it. Let me try that. It helps people. It helps people deal with things. It helps people overcome things.
Yep.
They say we overcome by our testimony.
Yep.
And your story is your testimony. It's actual events that you've been through. You know, when I think of last night, that movie was so good because it was like sharing a story of things that people been through. You know, it was sharing a story of life events.
And it was based on her true life story.
Right. Which we didn't know at the time.
Well, I told James that I think this was based on her story.
And it was so good because we like, wow, we didn't know that he or she may have been through this and they came out on the winning end of it.
And I'm sure Gwen is going to hear a lot of people say, oh my gosh, I went through something similar when I was a child.
Right.
And that story helped me because you guys are really doing well now. Yep. So
it helped me overcome what I may be dealing with or what I may be going through right now.
Right. So you guys, we don't take what we do lightly.
Never.
We know that we can't change the world by ourselves. We believe in collaboration and partnership. And there's so many amazing benefits when you partner with us. I mean, like, seriously, we're not going to go into it right now, but we're going to have some information calls. But if you either send us a private message or email us, we can share with you the many, many benefits that you will get by partnering with us on the book collaboration or speaking at one of our events and or being an ambassador or a sponsor.
Right.
You know, reach out to us. We are on a move, y'all. We've moved to a new area. We are getting our local area, new area behind us, our leaders and politicians and local community leaders. We are going to do some things here in the Maryland, the DMV, the Maryland, Virginia, DC area, but for the world too, because our events are hybrid. So we have people all over the world partnering with us, joining us, and we want you to be a part of it, especially if you know you got a story to tell that can save a life. All right, you guys, so reach out to us. Thank you for joining us today. And remember, if you build it, it will last.
And we will see you next time.
God bless you guys.